He'll throw to this to the back corner. This player won't animate, and it'll be a catch in the back corner. But because we have Acrobat on this player, he's going to make a ton of diving athletic plays at that pile.
Thing that you say about me, my dogs like to play Madden in 2K, but one thing they don't do is play about me. My homeboy Tyler, he playing South.
What is going on YouTube? King Reg, and we are back. Today we're going to be continuing my nickel normal defensive scheme out of the multiple D playbook. Now today we're going to be going over two different defenses, guys. The first defense is going to be our red zone defense. It's going to just allow us to lock up our opponent, make them kick threes. And then our second defense, guys, is going to be our run D. Now this is what we're going to use on first and second down if we're playing someone who really is trying to pound the rock. Now before we get into that, guys, I'm going to leave a few links in the description. Go follow me on Twitter and TikTok. I'm going to get more and more active on those as we go. Also go join my Discord server, guys. I got a lot of fun stuff planned for that. Going to try to make a really cool community over there, so definitely go join that. And then the last link, guys, is going to be the playlist for this whole scheme. All the past videos are already going to be down in there, and then if you're watching this later on, all the future videos will be in there as well. So go check out that, guys, especially the intro video for this scheme. I go over all the personnel we like to use. I go over the coaching adjustments, our zone drops that we use for this D, all our abilities we use. So that is a very important video, guys, so I definitely go watch that after this. All right, now let's get into why I love these two defenses. Now the first reason, guys, this is going to be a really good run D and it's going to work well in the red zone is because it's a cover 4. It's going to actually put both of our safeties in run fits. You guys are going to see this a ton, guys. When in a lot of cover 3s and cover 2s, at least one of the safeties or both the safeties aren't in run fits. So when you snap the ball, their first 2 or 3 steps are going to be backpedaling backwards, to the end zone. Now, when cover 4, their read steps are actually going to be towards the ball. When they see, a handoff coming, they're going to be reacting very quickly and coming downhill and filling. And it's really just going to help your run D a ton. So you guys will see that a lot in this footage. Also, guys, to really help our run D, I have run stuffing abilities on both of my D tackles. Once again, I go over that in the intro video, guys. That's just going to allow them to, make some extra plays in the run game and really just help get penetration and make plays in the backfield. And then another reason, guys, we have 4 down linemen in this defense. What that is really going to do is that is going to take up a lot of the blockers, and that's going to allow our user to just make a ton of plays. So that is one thing I really noticed with this D, guys. They have to block 4 guys, so they really only have 1 extra lineman trying to get to the second level. And it just really allows your user freedom to go make a bunch of plays in the run game. And then as far as the red zone D, guys, once again, really good at stopping the run, all that. But I really like this zone coverage in this, guys. We're dropping a lot of players into coverage, and we're dropping them to very specific areas to take away a lot of the hot reads, the quick hitters that people love in the red zone. So really, really love the pass D for this in the red zone, guys. Good run D as well, but the pass D, I very rarely get passed on in the red zone within 5 to 10 yards. It is very, very tough to pass on this D, guys. So you're going to make a ton of plays, get a ton of picks, and just hold people to 3 if you don't do that. All right, let's get into the breakdown. We're going to go over the red zone D first. All right, guys, so our cover 4 red zone D. So the adjustments for this play, guys, we want to flip the cover 4 before you call it in the play call screen. What I mean here basically, guys, is I turn auto flip off. I like to play with it off. Now, for this setup, when we get in the red zone, you want to call this D. Before you call the play, I want you to flip the play. I believe it's R2 in the play call screen. You want to flip that. And that is just going to put our nickel back on the other side, and then just also flip up some of our zone. So what that is going to do, guys, is that's going to leave a 3 rec on the field on our non-user, and then our nickel back is going to be on the other side. So that is kind of why we do that. Then we want to put our user linebacker in a blitz, guys. Whenever you can, you want to put your user in a blitz. This is going to give your player way better agility and change of direction. So you want to always make sure your user's in a blitz. Then put the nickel back into a vert hook. So that's a player we flip over. We want to put him into a vert hook. And then we want to put both the ends into curl flats. Now I go over it in my intro video again, guys, but as far as our coaching adjustments and zone drops, I have my curl flats playing at 5 and then my clouds playing at like 20 or 25. So their responsibilities are kind of flipped. So the curl flats are actually going to be playing as our hard flats on this play. Then as far as our optional adjustments, guys, we can shift the D line towards the strength if they're playing, you know, a tight end on the one side, double tight, or we can pinch down if we really think they're going to pound it up the middle. And then also, guys, I like to press my corners. You don't have to. That's just going to get them a little closer to the line of scrimmage, you know, a little bit closer to the action. So those are the adjustments for our cover 4 red zone D, guys. Let's look at the gameplay. Okay, guys, so that's what it's going to look like. All of our adjustments on the field. Like I said, we always want to have this user player in a blitz, vert hook, cloud flat or curl flats on the field playing as our hard. So we're really flooding the zones, guys. We also have our user in we also have our non-user linebacker in a 3 rec. He's going to make a ton of plays all over the field. So right here, I pinch my D-line down, which I'll do a lot of, and then I'll kind of just hover over the 2D tackles, let them absorb blockers, and then I'll get in the backfield to make a play. So snap the ball. Okay, so it's a pass right away. As the user, I'm just patrolling the middle of the field, guys. We see our 3 rec hook take this player here. So he's just going to try to fit in this slant right behind me. As a user, I step right in front. Not a great read from him, but we kind of bait him into that. We take a few steps in, then we shoot back out towards the slant. Okay, same thing, guys. Adjustments in, gun bunch in the red zone here. You know, this is the end of the 4th quarter. He's really trying to drive and make a play. So as the user, once again, guys, sit in the middle of the field. We have our vert hook on this side, our 3 rec on this side. He's doing the classic rollout. So a lot of times on these rollouts, guys, what they're going to do, they're going to roll out and then they're going to be aiming for the back pylon. But we actually put acrobat on this player, guys. This is going to help him a ton because a lot of the times he'll throw to this to the back corner. This player won't animate and it'll be a catch in the back corner. But because we have acrobat on this player, he's going to make a ton of diving athletic plays at that pylon in the corner. And this is really going to help, you know, take away those rollout corner. Okay, again, guys, same thing. Gun bunch to the wide side. User patrolling the middle of the field. We really see him start to overload this side. So as the user, I'm going to commit here. Then he has the tight end running, you know, along the back sideline. People really like to just squeeze the ball in here, but we still have 2 players running the sideline here. We have acrobat on our free safety. So once again, he makes a really beautiful diving play. Okay, one more pass to you guys. So this is about the 22-yard line. So not quite the red zone, but even if I'm getting this close, I still really like this defense, guys. It's really not going to give your opponent any easy plays. So you would think because we are playing just 1 flat on the field and it's a hard flat that the corner routes would give us trouble. So if we look on this side, guys, we actually press our corners. What this is going to do, guys, is these players are going to take a little bit longer to get back, but they're going to really play underneath these corner routes. So right here, he's in a deep blue zone, but we press him and he's in a quarters coverage. So he's actually going to do a really good job on this corner route. 19 seconds left. This guy's trying to drive to tie the game, and we actually get a pick. We step out of bounds, so he has another shot at it. But you can see there, guys, even a little further out, we can still play, you know, just hard flats on the field, and these are going to do a great job against those corner routes. Okay, now let's look at a little bit against the run, guys. So really good against the pass. It's also very good against the run. So here we go. We're pinching our D-line down. It's a balanced set, so pinch our D-line down. Try to stop the running game up the middle. Right here, he pulls his guard. As a user, guys, we see our 2 big D tackles just occupying blocks. Then as a user, guys, it just gives me free reign to come in the backfield and make a play, and that's like a 2-yard loss in the red zone. Okay, same thing, guys. Pinch our D-line here. We're kind of just hovering behind these 2. Let them eat up blocks. We want to make a play in the backfield. So right here, same thing, guys, eating up blocks. Our DN's eating up a block, and we just shoot that gap, and we get a loss of like 4 on this. Okay, one more time, guys, same thing. So on this one, like I said, guys, run stuffing ability on our D tackle here. He absolutely just throws the center out of the way, gets upfield, makes this guy bounce it out, and then we have our DN there to clean it up. Okay, one more, guys, in the red zone. So fullback dive, very popular in the red zone. One of the go-to plays for people. We see our D tackle get off, our safety fire, or our linebacker fire up. As a user, we're getting up there as well. 2-yard gain on 3rd down. All right, guys, now for our run D. So cover 4 run D. Our adjustments for this play, we're not going to flip the play. We're just going to call it standard. And then once again, we're going to put our user linebacker in a blitz. Then for this, guys, we want a coverage shade underneath. This is actually going to put our other linebacker and our nickel back in hard flats, which are going to play at 20 to 25 yards. So they're going to be playing deeper down the field. And then we want to put both the ends into curl flats. These are going to be our hard flats on this coverage, guys. And then our optional adjustments, we can shift the D-line towards the strength or pinch in, very similar to the red zone D. And then for this, we can also press the corners, very similar to the red zone D. This is going to get them a little closer to the action. You got to be careful when you press. They can, sometimes bomb you over the top, so, use at your own risk. And then the other optional adjustment I like for this, guys, is show blitz. That's just going to bring one of the safeties down in the box against certain formations, or it'll just make both safeties, come down, 3 or 4 yards against other formations. So it's just going to get them a little bit closer. Once again, guys, we are calling this D. I have great pass defenses in this scheme, but this is really, they're really trying to run the ball. Now, they're playing heavy football. We assume they're going to be running the ball quite a bit. That is when I'm going to this defense. So I'm still want to stop the pass, but we're really worried about the run. So that's when we're going to bring those safeties down. All right, well, let's look at the gameplay for cover 4 run D. Okay, this is what it's going to look like, guys. So obviously with this defense, if they do decide to pass, as the user, we have the whole middle of the field to ourselves. So it puts a lot of pressure on the user, but that's kind of where we're putting ourselves. We're going to take away the run, we're going to take away the sidelines, and then the user has to make the plays in the middle of the field. So right here, guys, we're going to pinch our D-line down. Just get ready. We're going to have to stop the run. So right away, okay, we see stretch left. We see both our safeties start to commit to the run, guys. They are firing down right away. We see our D tackle here get really nice penetration. Our other non-user linebacker comes into the backfield. And we get like a 4-yard loss. Same thing, all our adjustments in. Once again, stretch left. So he actually double teams this D tackle, so he's not able to get penetration. But that's just going to allow a lot of people to come free. When we have 4 down linemen, guys, our nickel, our other linebacker, our user are going to come free a lot of the time. We see our safeties firing down in run fits. Right here, our nickel comes completely untouched into the backfield for another loss. Once again, guys, heavy single back wing stack look. Right here, stretch right. Look at the safety on this play, guys. In a cover 2 or cover 3, he's taking steps backwards. He's taking himself out of the running game. Right here, guys, he's firing forward. Our DN setting the edge. As a user, I am firing all the way across the formation. Everyone else is doing a really good job of stretching this out, absorbing blocks, and allows me as the user, with help from this corner, to just fire across and hold him to like a 2-yard gain on a stretch. Heavier formation, stretch right. Once again, we see our D tackle here, guys. Take 2 guys, force them into the backfield. We see our safety here firing down into a run fit. Really, committing to the run a lot sooner. We see this linebacker totally untouched. DN doing a great job of setting the edge. Corner coming up and filling, and another, 1-yard gain. Okay, now we're going to look at it against the pass a little bit, guys. So gun bunch, but this guy had been really, getting pretty good gains on his inside zone. So I want to change it up on him, just make sure he wasn't running the ball. And then he decides to pass. So let's go. Should have edited some of this out. Here we go. Okay. So he decides to pass. So now as the user, I know the sidelines are going to be very secure. These rolled up corners are going to do a great job on the sideline. Then we're double flatting both sides. So I just know as a user, this is basically up to me. So we don't really have anything threatening the middle of the field. So I'm going to run up the seam. We see the sidelines are completely taken away. Then at this point, guys, we don't have any spies on the field. Yeah, Alex Smith, he's a very, he's a good runner. So on this, guys, we're going to click our right stick in. This is going to send our flat defender, the nearest defender, at the quarterback. Force him to either commit to the run or throw the ball. And when I do that, guys, I know, okay, I'm sending my hard flat. Now I have to replace. Right then, guys, we replace for this player, step in front of that ball, and that's a house call the other way. So click that right stick in. We know our hard flat is going, but then we have to be in time to replace on that play. Okay, one more time, guys. So on this one, we're in the red zone, but I call my cover 4 just basic run D here. So as we can see, our nickel back is on this side of the field. Called our basic cover 4 run D right here. We see everybody shooting out to the sideline, so it's really me in the middle of the field. We have 3 hooks. I'm not as worried about this one because we do have 3 players over there. So I'm really playing on these 2. I commit to this one. He's trying to drive and tie the game, guys. Then we get an absolutely beautiful diving user lurk in the middle of the field. So like I said, guys, he's able to tackle me on this play. But with this defense, Gonna take away the sidelines, gonna be very good against the run. We're gonna be susceptible to the pass in the middle of the field, and that's where you just have to have a really strong user. All right, guys, so that is it. That is our cover 4 run D. Our red zone D, I think, both are really, really good, guys. Very situational. Use it in the right spots. But we have really good pass defenses out of this scheme, guys. Already released one of my blitzes, got another 1 or 2 on the way. Here's our red zone and run D. Then we still have another blitz. We have another pass defense that we're going to go over. That's kind of my in-between. It's a better run D than the cover 2, but I don't think it's quite as good of a pass D, but it's a nice, 1st and 10. You're not sure if they're going to be running or passing. We can call that defense. So once again, guys, check the links in the description. Go follow me on TikTok, Twitter. Go join my Discord server. Go check the playlist for this scheme, guys. Lots of good info, especially that intro video. Go check that out. I'm actually going to throw a card. I'll throw a card up for the intro video as well. And then, yeah, cover 4 quarters, nickel normal, multiple D playbook. I am King Reggie, and I am out.